Hi everybody! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrie and today I'm doing the April Showers book tag. So I'm not sure who started this. I really need to look these up better. So many of these tags have just been around for so long too that I feel like it's a little hard trying to find the original. But not started by me. It's been around for a while. And so I just thought this was a nice little fun tag video that we could do this Monday. So we're gonna get started. Question number 1 is share a book with water on the cover. So for this one, I picked one that there's quite a few options that I could have picked, but I picked one that I hadn't really talked about on here so far. And so I went with Mara Tiebreaker. This is a graphic novel. This is by Danielle Page and it's illustrated by Stephen Byron. So this is about Mara and Aquaman. It explores her first steps on land. So if you're familiar with the DC comic book stuff and Mara and Aquaman story, I don't really know much about Aquaman, honestly, in DC. I've not been into that side of DC, but I love mermaids. And so I saw this and I just really wanted to pick it up and I really did enjoy it. I haven't really picked up anything else and tried to go into the world more, but I really did just enjoy this story. So even if you're not whatever and you're just want a fun little graphic novel of mermaid to land story, this is still a good one to pick up. You don't even have to be that into the DC heroes. So yeah, this is what I'm going with for this prompt. All right, and question number 2 is what is a classic novel that you'd like to curl up on the couch with? For this one, I went with one of my favorite classics, and that is Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. I know this is a chunky one for a lot of people, but this is such a comfort read. It feels like warmth. You could read it in the springtime outside. You could cuddle up on the couch with it. It is such a comfort read for me, especially in a classic. And even though it is chunky and big, I absolutely love it. And I've been actually wanting to reread this one here recently. So this is definitely making that feeling stronger. I also love this copy. I love, I think these are Barnes and Nobles, maybe? I don't know. Maybe not. But I love the bindings of this. They look really pretty when you get multiple classics in this, all right next to each other on the shelf. They look so gorgeous. So, and prompt number 3 is share a scary book that you would read during a rainstorm. And for this, I know I've talked about this on my channel before, but I had to go with Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. I don't read a lot of scary books, guys, so there's not a whole lot of options for this prompt for me, but this is the book that I'm gonna read if it's rainstorming and I want something spooky. This is the book that I'm gonna read before bed if I want to have, bejeebers scared out of me. I love this book. I know a lot of people have seen the movie, and the movie is fantastic. I love the movie, and I love the movies and the world in it in and of itself. But Michael Crichton truly did an amazing job with this book. There is things from all of the movies in this one book that they've taken and sprawled out across the movie universe. So, but there is some more disturbing things in this. There is a lot more, it's technically classified as a horror thriller. So there's a lot more suspense, I think, in this. There's some more plot lines that was never introduced in the movie. That is some of my favorite in this. So this is definitely my recommendation, guys. You want a scary book? You haven't read it? Please go read Jurassic Park. Please do. And if you do, let me know what you think, because it's one of my all-time favorite books. So yeah. All right, and prompt number 4 is what's a good book recommendation for a rainy day? So for this one, this is another one of my favorite books. I picked And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This is my favorite book by Agatha Christie, but honestly, Agatha Christie in general is a mystery novelist, and so any of her books are pretty good rainy day recommendations. I just picked up another one of hers the other day because it was a very rainy and misty day, just so dreary outside. But if I was going to recommend you one, I would definitely recommend this one. It is my absolute favorite. Especially if you guys love creepy tones in your mystery books, which I really do. This has a nice, good creepy tone because there's a nursery rhyme that goes along with the murder. It's done fantastically. I adore this book, so definitely my recommendation for a rainy day. All right, and question number 5 is what 2 characters would you like to spend a rainy day with? So for this, I didn't pick from the same book. I picked from 2 different books. First, I'm going with Percy Jackson from The Lightning Thief. This is like my childhood, and I love Percy. I love Percy. I would love to just spend a rainy day with Percy. Like, yes, Percy Jackson. Please come spend a rainy day with me. And for the second one, this is a little bit more of a newer read for me. Actually, just this past month, I would pick Gwendolyn over here, our little star protagonist of this Cursed Princess Club graphic novel. I would pick her in a heartbeat. She is so sweet, so caring. She loves to bake. We would just sit around and we would bake Percy a bunch of food and just talk to him and be like, it's Percy freaking Jackson, you know? That's what I would do. I would bake with Gwendolyn all day and read books and just talk with Percy Jackson. So, yep, that's how I'm spending my rainy day. All right, and prompt number 6 is share a book with blue on the cover. I had a lot of books, I'm sure you can see a little bit here, with blue on the cover. I tried to pick something I'd never talked about on this channel before. This is definitely not for everyone, but I went with Ahsoka. This is by E.K. Johnston. This is a Star Wars novel. Star Wars fan, I'm a nerd. But I don't read a lot of the Star Wars books. I know there's a lot in that universe. But Ahsoka was one of my like favorite girls growing up in the movies and like TV shows and stuff like that. So when this came out, I got it like pretty immediately. And I really enjoyed this. I really did enjoy this. And I wish they'd do more with this, but I don't remember ever hearing them doing more along with this, but it is a good read if you're into Star Wars. So, yeah, Ahsoka. All right, and question number 7 is name a book that has a rainy setting at some point in it. For this, I went with The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. This is a like, I want to say like whimsical, like fantastic realism type of book. I really enjoyed this. I listened to this on audiobook and then also have read it since, just the paperback version. And it might be, isn't it a novella? I think it is a novella. Yeah, it's under 200 pages. So it's a novella too, super short. It was a nice whimsical read. So yeah, if you're looking for something like that, but yeah, there is definitely some rain storms, and I remember them like going out and like splashing in the puddles and stuff and being like puddles all over the floor after like a rainstorm in it too. So over the floor, over the ground. So yeah, there's definitely some rainy settings in this book, but very, very interesting and pretty good magical realism book. So all right, and then prompt number 8 is what book would you not mind using as an umbrella? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have this book because I hate this book and I got it out of my house. But if I still had it, it would be The Color Purple. It would be The Color Purple by Alice Walker. And I would use as many copies as possible as umbrellas because I hate that book. I feel like I've talked about it enough. So that's all I'm gonna say for that prompt. All right, and then question number 9 is which character would you like to share an umbrella with? So this one, for some reason, my mind went to Lemony Snicket. He's the narrator of these books of A Series of Unfortunate Events and the author. And so the narrator, I would just love to share an umbrella with him, to just stand under the umbrella and hold it for him and just be like, you're not alone, Lemony. You're not alone. And I'm right here, and I'll cry with you, and I'll hold the umbrella while we walk through the rain together. So, these books are sad, man. But yeah, I would pick Lemony Snicket, so for a really like sad and whatever reason, but that's who I'd go with. All right, and then number 10 is share a novel with a dry beginning but an amazing ending. So I wasn't quite sure what to go with this. I picked 2. So I started out with The Phantom of the Opera just because it took me a little bit to get into this, but it's not a super dry beginning either. But I did love how this progressed and loved how it ended. Like, it was a really, really good book. So Phantom of the Opera by Augustin Lerix. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And then the other one that I felt like this one had a slower beginning, and it took me a while to get into it, but I loved how it ended, and it made me so excited for the second one. That is The First in the Windfeather Saga, On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness. So this is book one. Really slow start. Like, you really have to like get past that first fourth to almost a half of the book. But it picks up, man. And when it picks up, it makes you excited. So it ended really well for me. And I am excited to start the next book. And I need to like get on that. I need to like do that this next month, because I can't spend too long outside of the world. But yeah, so this and Phantom of the Opera, I would say, kind of. But I feel like this fits it a little bit better because this wasn't quite as slow. But, you know, we're sharing recommendations. So, all right. So that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. And this is a tag. So, like, if you watch the video and you want to do the same video, I tag you. So feel free. Guess if it's not in April anymore, you know, might be a little bit of a bummer, but you don't have to play by the rules. So yeah, I appreciate all the support and all the love, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday and a wonderful rest of your week. All right, bye guys.